Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Head 3. I hope you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So welcome back to the Baseball Head 3. Very excited because we got this channel partially monetized. It's because all the people that have come in here and watched my videos since November, you haven't partially monetized. And what that means is I can't make money off the actual video, or the videos, but I can make money and bring in some revenue through super thanks and super chats. So if you see like a little heart and there's a dollar sign inside the heart, that's an indication of a super thanks. And you can send me a donation. It's a great way to support the channel, help me get better equipment, and just have an overall better video for you. So that's the benefit of it, which I will do. That will go to where I plan on putting the money towards. So I thank you. So many people have been watching the videos. And I took a few days off. There's not a lot going on, in the media that I thought would be interesting to talk about. Now I would mention, of course, we're dealing with we had a heavy blizzard here on Sunday into Monday. My goodness, we had a ton of snow. I mean, a lot. Where I live, we had a lot of snow. I'd say it was pretty bad, So, but what's interesting about the video I'm going to do for you is we talked a lot about sports radio. Now, I've been saying that sports radio was a dying format, but there's a study, which contradicts. Now, I have no problem contradicting things I say. If I can find some information for you about radio, and I love talking about the radio. I love talking about WFAN. I talked a lot about WFAN. Now, WFAN has had an interesting 4 or 5 months because they brought back Craig Carton and they got rid of Salicata and got rid of Brandon Tierney, and they let go a lot of people that did updates, and they kind of downsized with Keith McPherson. I don't know what the hell's going on there, but I sort of thought, and a lot of people said WFN was dead and this and that. Well, according to this study, this is from Barrett Media, this study talks about how sports radio is doing well. I love the format. The format's great. But we'll get into it. Headline from Barrett Media. Westwood One study shows sports radio flourishing with revenue, streaming, in-car listening. For over the past decade, the number of sports-formatted AM/FM stations has climbed 14%, while revenue shares, as measured by Miller Kaplan, have surged 38%. There's probably a lot of reasons for this. Sports radio AM/FM radio stations featuring play-by-play and sports talk posted significant gains in revenue, station count, and streaming consumption, according to new research released by Westwood One, with Nielsen and Edison data reinforcing the format's accelerating momentum across multiple audience and advertiser metrics. Over the past decade, the number of sports-formatted AM/FM stations has climbed 14%, while revenue shares, as measured by Miller Kaplan, have surged 38%, signaling both format expansion and stronger monetization at a time when many legacy media categories are fighting audience erosion. The growth means sports radio now reaches roughly 1 in 6 American men, given advertisers scale, alongside a highly concentrated male-skewing audience with measurable buying power. Streaming performance is where the format's dominance becomes even more pronounced. Nielsen's PPM data shows sports ranks highest in streaming share among adults 18 to 34 and 25 to 54, outperforming every other AM/FM format in those demos. That's interesting. Among persons 18 to 34, sports posts a 3.7 overall AM/FM share, including over-the-air and streaming, yet commands a 13.9% streaming share, nearly 4 times its total audience share. Among adults 25 to 55, now that's very technical, sports delivers a 5.1% total share, but its streaming share jumps to 14.2%, almost triple its overall performance. Even among persons 35 plus, the format's 5.4 total share doubles to 11.4% in streaming. While digital growth stands out, over-the-air listening remains foundational. Edison Research share of ear study reports that 61% of all U.S. sports audio time spent occurs on AM/FM radio. by podcast at 27%, Sirius XM at 12%. In-car listening accounts for 57% of over-the-air sports radio time spent. Though when streaming is included, listening splits evenly between home and car at 47% each. Wow, that's pretty high. Midday leads all day parts at 33% of listening, with morning drive at 29% and afternoon drive at 24%. Interesting. Underscoring the format's all-day relevance. The midday. So a guy like Sal and Brandon Tierney, which we kind of poo-pooed that middle day, they actually had the highest percentage of listeners. And they did a good job. The show that they replaced by before that, it was Evan Roberts and Tiki. No, it wasn't Evan Roberts. The hell was that? Oh yeah, Malusis and I don't remember who it was. If you remember who it was, they always change the people in the midday. Westwood One's national play-by-play platform portfolio, has mirrored the broader format surge. Nielsen reports audiences for Westwood One's NFL primetime broadcasts have grown 26% over the past decade. While its NCAA Match Madness coverage reaches 20 million Americans annually, according to Nielsen studies. Advertisers are also taking notice, particularly research from MRI Simmons Sports shows sports AM/FM radio listeners demonstrate higher levels of sports engagement than comparable television audiences for both the NFL and college basketball. Engagement translates into commercial impact. Ranked third in household income among 24 AM/FM formats, sports audience has seen income levels rise 17% since 2020, and over indexes across major purchase categories, from automotive to financial services and quick service restaurants. A new Quantilope study adds another dimension, finding sports AM/FM listeners are more interested in artificial intelligence and more willing to pay for AI services than the total U.S. population. Taken together, the data paints a clear picture. Sports AM/FM radios not only expanding its audience footprint, it is delivering attentive, purchase-ready consumers across broadcast and streaming platforms, reinforcing its position as one of the audio's most durable, commercially potent formats. Isn't that interesting? And part of it is, and I think they kind of separated a little bit from the mainstreams, they have to keep their audience. Okay? And we know that there's been a contraction of radio stations, and they've sort of had to figure out how to appeal to a younger audience. Because you think of sports radio or just radio in general, talk radio, you think of an older audience, guys in the 60s and 70s, listening to the radio, or women who are older listening to this stuff, And they've sort of been able to expand. We know that they've expanded a lot on YouTube, and they've expanded a lot in these streaming services. And, WFAN in particular streams a good number of their shows during the week from Monday through Friday. So we've seen the expansion on social media with the different social media accounts on Facebook and on YouTube, and on X, where they post clips of their shows. And here's the thing. You don't have to watch them or listen to them on the radio. You could put a show on your TV, because you can do YouTube, or you could hook it up to your car. Just plug it in. Let's watch YouTube. Let's watch whatever station you want to watch. The simulcast is huge, as you know. So I find this very fascinating. I'd love to read more on this stuff. To be honest with you, but a study shows radio flourishing with revenue, streaming, and in-car listen, and it's going to grow. Now, I would mention, of course, I need you to subscribe to the Baseball Hut 3. This is a channel that talks about the media. Now, people have asked me, why did you create this channel? Well, I am baseball-centric here. And I expect a long lockout next year. So I need another revenue stream. This is just a practical thing. I need another revenue stream in the sports arena to hold the line here. Because one thing I noticed from back in 2021, when we lost time to 3-month lockout, the revenue stream stopped. So I need people to come in here and subscribe, follow me on here. Of course, I have a Facebook account, which is all the Mets stuff. I'll put the link in the description there. And I'm on X at the baseball head, and I'll put the link in there too. I'm all over the place these days. And of course, I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate the time you take. Again, we take super thanks here. It's a great way to support the channel. And memberships, can't forget, I got memberships here. Pretty basic stuff. I'll figure that out at some point, what I need to give you. But if you become a member, that's even great. And I'll give you a shout out, stuff like that. So thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you later.